What if I told you that some of the biggest songs of 1957 came from artists you've completely forgotten? It wasn't because the songs weren't good, but because these artists only got one shot. Back then, there was no Spotify and no second chances. You either made history or you disappeared. And here's the controversial part.
'Cause that's when we fell in love. People, take it for a game.
Some of these songs were even bigger than the hits from legends we still talk about today, yet almost nobody remembers the names behind them. That's what makes one-hit wonders so fascinating. They didn't build long careers, they captured unforgettable moments. These were the songs people danced to, fell in love to, and carried with them, before time slowly left them behind. So the real question is, do you still remember these songs, or did time erase them too? Let's rewind to 1957. Number 15, White Silver Sands, Dave Gardner. There's something timeless about this song. White Silver Sands feels like a distant memory, soft, reflective, and slightly nostalgic even when it was new. Dave Gardner delivered it with a calm, almost storytelling tone that drew listeners in. It wasn't loud or attention-grabbing, but it didn't need to be. Its strength was in its mood. The song became a hit because it offered something different, a quiet escape in a rapidly changing musical world. But like many songs built on atmosphere, its magic was difficult to repeat. It remains a beautiful reminder that sometimes one perfect moment is enough to leave a lasting mark. Number 14, Love is Strange by Micki and Sylvia. Brings a completely different kind of magic to 1957. Unlike the big, polished hits of its time, this song feels intimate, almost like you're eavesdropping on a private conversation between two lovers. The playful call and response, the whispered, "Sylvia, yes, Micki?" It wasn't just music, it was chemistry captured on tape. For many who grew up in that era, this wasn't just a song, it was a mood. Slow dances, dim lights, and a kind of romance that felt real. And yet, despite its unforgettable charm, Micki and Sylvia never quite reached these heights again. That's what makes it so haunting. One moment in time, frozen forever in a melody that still feels alive decades later.
I woke up this morning, baby. I had to hold my mind.
Number 13, Pledge of Love, Ken Copeland.
I woke up this morning, baby. I had to hold my
Simple, honest, emotional. Pledge of Love didn't rely on gimmicks or trends. It focused on pure feeling. The lyrics spoke directly to young couples, capturing the innocence of promises made in the early stages of love. It resonated because it felt real, not manufactured. In a time when music was becoming more polished, this song stood out for its sincerity. It climbed the charts quietly, connecting with listeners on a personal level. But sincerity alone isn't always enough to sustain a career in the spotlight. For Ken Copeland, this heartfelt moment became his defining and only major hit. Number 12, Teenage Crush, Tommy Sands.
Forgotten when they were
This was peak teen idol energy. Teenage Crush captured the excitement, the obsession, and the intensity of young love in the 1950s. Tommy Sands had the look, the voice, and the timing, everything needed to create a hit. Fans went wild, especially during his TV appearances, turning him into an overnight sensation.
Don't try to keep us apart. Don't call it a cheat.
The song became an anthem for a generation discovering its identity. But fame that rises this quickly often fades just as fast. Despite the massive attention, Sands never matched the impact of this track again. It's a classic example of how powerful and fleeting teen stardom can be.
Dark moon away.
Number 11. Dark Moon, Gale Storm.
What is the cause your light withdraws? Is it because?
There's a haunting beauty in Dark Moon that sets it apart. It feels almost otherworldly, like a song drifting in from somewhere distant. Gale Storm's delivery is soft but deeply emotional, giving the track a dreamlike quality. It stood out in 1957 because it didn't try to compete with louder rock and roll hits.
They don't realize that
It created its own space instead. That uniqueness helped it climb the charts, but also made it difficult to replicate. Songs like this rely on atmosphere, and atmosphere is hard to recreate twice. Dark Moon remains a perfect example of how sometimes one moment of magic is all an artist gets.
I know they ain't got no home.
Number 10. Ain't Got No Home, Clarence Frogman Henry.
I sing like Bell, and I sing like Frog.
One word: unforgettable. Clarence Frogman Henry created a sound that nobody else had, switching between voices in a way that felt almost surreal. It was quirky, different, and completely original. Ain't Got No Home stood out immediately because there was nothing else like it on the radio. That uniqueness drove it straight up the charts. But here's the catch. When your success is built on something so unusual, repeating it becomes incredibly difficult. The novelty that made it special also limited its future. Still, decades later, people remember that voice. And sometimes, that's more powerful than a long list of hits. Number 9. Rang Tang Ding Dong, the Cellos. Fun, strange, completely unforgettable. Rang Tang Ding Dong didn't follow any traditional formula, and that's exactly why it worked. The nonsensical lyrics, the rhythm, the playful delivery, it all came together into something oddly addictive. It's the kind of song you don't expect to like, but end up remembering years later. In a decade where experimentation was still new, this track pushed boundaries in a lighthearted way. But that uniqueness can be a double-edged sword. Once you've created something this distinct, how do you follow it up? For the Cellos, the answer was simple. They couldn't. And maybe no one could. Number 8. Little by Little, Micki Marlo.
I'm feeling good, rolling up at midnight. Got that.
Just like its title, this song didn't explode overnight. It grew on people. Little by Little had a subtle charm with a melody that slowly worked its way into listeners' minds. Micki Marlo's voice carried a gentle confidence, making the song feel sincere and relatable. It wasn't flashy or loud, but that's exactly what made it stand out in a crowded musical landscape. Sometimes, the quietest songs leave the deepest impressions. Unfortunately, that quiet success didn't translate into a long-lasting career at the top. It's a reminder that not all hits are built for longevity. Some are meant to shine briefly, then
There
fade.
you go. When I go places, I just don't care. You know why? People don't wear black slacks. Well, it takes more
Number
than-
7. Black Slacks. Joe Bennett and the Sparkletones.
Man, you ought to see me with my jersey on. I know that you would say he's all black slacks.
This is teenage rebellion in its purest early form. Black Slacks wasn't just a song, it was an attitude. In the 1950s, even something as simple as clothing could be controversial, and this track captured that perfectly. It had energy, edge, and a sense of defiance that resonated with young listeners.
The girls all look when I go by. It's what I wear to make me fly black slacks. I wear red gold.
You can almost feel the generational tension in every beat. It became a hit because it spoke to a shift happening at the time. Youth culture starting to push back. But like many songs tied to a specific moment, its success didn't last for the group. The Sparkletones had the spark, but only once.
I had a girl who loved no one but me.
Number 6. Rainbow. Russ Hamilton.
Something happened to spoil this plan. She ran away.
Soft, emotional, and deeply nostalgic, Rainbow felt different from the louder, more energetic hits of 1957. It didn't demand attention. It gently pulled you in. Russ Hamilton's voice carried a sense of vulnerability that listeners connected with instantly. The song became especially huge overseas, proving that emotion travels beyond borders.
Give her the hand and said, I thought that you.
It's the kind of track that feels personal, almost like it was written just for you. But despite its success, Hamilton never replicated that magic again. Perhaps because songs like Rainbow rely on a delicate balance. Too much, and it loses its charm. Too little, and it fades away. This one got it exactly right. Just once.
Although you with somebody new.
Number 5. Happy, Happy Birthday, Baby. The Tune Weavers.
That I wish this happy day would find me.
A birthday song becoming a national hit? That's rare. But Happy, Happy Birthday, Baby wasn't just a novelty. It carried real emotion beneath its catchy surface. It's about love, distance, and longing wrapped inside a melody that sticks with you instantly. That contrast is what made it special. Listeners came for the hook,
Happy birthday.
but stayed for the feeling. It climbed the charts quickly, becoming one of those songs everyone seemed to know. And yet, for the Tune Weavers, this was the peak. No follow-up ever matched its impact. Maybe because songs like this hit a very specific emotional nerve, and once you've done that perfectly, it's nearly impossible to recreate. Number 4. Tonight, Tonight, the Mello-Kings. If there was ever a song that captured teenage romance in the 1950s, this is it. Tonight, Tonight is pure doo-wop magic. Soft harmonies, heartfelt lyrics, and that dreamy atmosphere that makes everything feel slower, sweeter, more meaningful. It's the kind of song that played during first dances, late-night drives, and quiet moments under streetlights. You don't just hear it, you feel it. The Mello-Kings created something timeless here, a track that still resonates decades later. But strangely, they never reached this level again. Maybe it's because this song wasn't just music, it was a perfect moment frozen in time. And sometimes, you only get one of those. Number 3. Mr. Lee, the Bobbettes. This song feels like pure personality pressed into vinyl. Mr. Lee wasn't just catchy, it was playful, bold, and full of attitude. Inspired by a real-life teacher they didn't like, the Bobbettes turned frustration into something fun and unforgettable. That's part of its charm. It feels authentic, almost rebellious in a light-hearted way. The rhythm pulls you in, and the vocals give it character you can't fake. It quickly became a hit, especially among younger audiences who related to the story. But despite that breakout success, lightning didn't strike twice for the group. Maybe it's because songs like this can't be manufactured. They come from a moment, a feeling, a real story. And once that moment passes, it's gone. Number 2, Raunchy, Bill Justis. No lyrics, no storyline, just pure attitude. Raunchy was one of the earliest instrumental rock hits to truly explode across America. That saxophone? Instantly recognizable. It had a raw, edgy sound that felt rebellious for its time, almost like rock and roll without boundaries. In a world dominated by vocal hits, this track proved that sometimes you don't need words to make history. It climbed the charts fast and influenced countless musicians who followed. But here's the strange part. Bill Justis never had another hit that came close. Maybe that's the curse of instrumental breakthroughs. Once you define a sound, it's almost impossible to reinvent it. Still, decades later, that groove hasn't aged a day.
Took a walking past your house late last
Number 1, Silhouettes, The Rays.
night. Silhouettes on the shade. Oh, what a lovely couple.
This is it, the one that stands above the rest. Silhouettes isn't just a song, it's a story you can see in your mind. A moment of heartbreak captured in shadows and silence. It pulled listeners in instantly, painting a scene so vivid it felt real.
Wondered why I'm not the guy whose silhouettes on the shade.
That's why it became unforgettable. And maybe that's also why it could never be repeated. Some songs don't just top the charts, they define a feeling, a memory, a moment in time. For the Rays, this was everything. One perfect hit that lasted forever. So now I want to hear from you. Which one of these forgotten songs do you think truly deserved more than just one big moment in the spotlight? And be honest, how many of these tracks did you actually remember before watching this video? The truth is, some of these songs were just as powerful, emotional, and memorable as the biggest hits from legendary artists of the era. They had the sound, the feeling, and the impact. But somehow, they never got a second chance. Or maybe, some people believe they simply weren't meant to last. Let me know your thoughts in the comments because I'd love to hear your opinion. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like, share this video with other music lovers, and subscribe to the channel for more forgotten stories. Because sometimes, the songs that disappear are the ones we never truly forget.